Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm OP, and in today's episode we will be going over some of the best highlights from the LCK Regional Qualifier matchup between DRX and Dplus KIA. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the action.
The moment, there's going to be a tense fight here.
Yeah, full information to DK though, as Canyon going to remount and look for his opportunity. Canner over the wall, Rage Bar is in a good spot as well, as Croco is going to get stunned up. There's the flash, Magnet Storm, Nature's Grasp comes in, but the Silas is unkillable at this point because he's got the Unbreakable Will, and Beryl I don't think even had it available just yet. No, he did not, and so DK will wipe the floor with him. That's first blood at right now, and DRX haven't even managed to get a plate.
Yeah.
Like that's how pristine the Dplus side of the map is right now. May see a little bit of a response though, as Canyon is going to move forward. There's a great knock up onto Croco. The Nature's Grasp comes down. Ultimate from Puddock there. Can he actually get himself a kill though is the question, as the Unbreakable Will of Beryl will keep him alive for the moment, and Puddock is just there playing defense. And now Canner is just moving towards Rascal, is going to be able to flash on top of him. There's a big old Q, slices and dices himself out, and that's a solo for the Dplus top laner.
Yeah, you also
At that situation after losing out on that first skirmishes. Okay, some vision now being given as Rascal does find the knock-up. The Infernal Chains will be broken as the Seismic Shove will miss. Still, there is a Croco there, and that will secure the kill. So no more perfect game available, but they are going to lose a lot from this. Deft pushing in the mid lane. You've got Showmaker taking turrets in the bot lane. That one
is committed to that. Look at all the wards across the map, how many they have in their inventory now, but it hasn't come up with anything for them. Now they have no Weaver's Wall here to contest this objective, and even though they won that topside play,
well, Featherstorm does come out. They do secure the Herald, but we'll see whether DRX can actually find the fight they're looking for. Seismic Shove is great, but the Magnet Storm is better. Croco finding a Bramble. Oh my goodness, the Pulverize was gigantic. Does it matter? Absolutely not, as Canyon is going to crash down on top of the whole of DRX. And now Showmaker is just fighting this Zeri. Puddock actually coming out on top for the moment, as Kellen wants to be able to lock him down. The kiting kind of beautiful here, but it's not going to work out, and in the end, Dplus are just going to kind of roll over the top of them.
Yeah.
And DRX are going to be able to move on over. They do know that this is happening, but are they going to be able to get Croco into the pit is going to be the question here, as Showmaker still has the Unbreakable Will. They're looking for a turn. They don't want the 50-50, as Canyon will get shoved back, and they secure the Baron. No way for Croco to get in there, is just too far away, as now Showmaker dives forward. He's got that Unbreakable Will, and he will pop it, and he's keeping everyone busy. Beryl will go down. Deft is just going to shoot whatever's in front of him. Puddock, though, is starting to get a little bit larger, as now DRX going to close in onto Deft, but the play call is too good. He just executes Rascal, and now Puddock is a sitting duck inside this pit, has to skate over the wall.
team is obliterated.
And now the Dragon is going to suffer the same fate. And that is going to mean Hex Tech Soul Canner is going to DDR his way out of the Seismic Shove. Goes golden as well, as now the dive forward. The Magnet Storm is there. They keep Canner alive, and Canyon is looking to try and kill the rest of DRX. In goes Showmaker. He's also got himself a Zhonya's, as now Kellen looks for the backline. Doesn't quite find it, but gets a few charms. And now it's Beryl. Deft gets over the wall finally. And Dplus, I think they're done with this game. They want to end it pretty quickly. It's a double for Deft. Puddock is going to be his triple. No, that's going to go over to Showmaker, of course, as Kellen and Croco are going to fight it out. Kellen gets the ace in the end. That is clean. Only one.
Dominating this first game.
And I just want to say, it's really sad that Canner was picked in that top lane, because that's the only thing stopping this from being a perfect game here in game number one. An 8,000 gold Baron power play is one of the largest we've seen for a while. And Dplus will walk away victorious.
So, I love this for DRX because they're like, we're going to kill Deft, and now he can't play Silas. Showmaker can't play Silas because there's no other damage in this one. Mana, you know, champ release diff coming into play here a little bit, but he's got cookies. He's going to be fine, and will actually take the chance to back now.
If you're wondering how much Sante's abilities cost, I'm going to have to hold that thought, as there is a Flash Pulverize, and Zeri's going to have to skate her way out of there, but Deft is going to flash the wall immediately. Xana's Blade is dodged. There's the auto, and that is the World Champion 80 carry that we were expecting. Deft just out.
Has better base damage than you, and will be able to trade up better. Is this is Kellen this time knocking Puddock over, and then Deft saying, all right, well, I'm actually going, and I know I have the damage. Hits that final auto here just barely.
With a lot of synergy. This is something that bottom. Okay, we're going to see more of it, as now Canyon moving down. Remember, there are no flashes. Beryl, no way out of this one. Not even Eclipse can save you from the red-white. that Deft has available, and Croco just gonna keep walking.
I mean, this is just not even fair.
Okay, Showmaker gonna shove the Azir under the turret, finds the chains there as well, and gets the flash out of Fate. Holds onto his own, so pretty nice use of the ultimate, but probably not within the same team fight. As Canna holding onto Rascal off towards the side. Canyon will be able to take the Drake. And Croco still just waiting, biding his time, looking for that opportunity. DRX all split. But they just dive on top of Paddock in the bottom lane. Moonlight Vigil is just going to destroy the Zeri. And DRX, their positioning is just all over the place. Finally, Paranoia comes in, and in goes the Azir, but out he goes immediately afterwards. Kellen just says, heck no, that is not happening. Canna's already all out, and he gets a solo Emperor's Divide that he just dashes over. Flash is going to be used to try and take him down, and meanwhile, Rascal is just destroyed. Dplus are just winning everywhere and more.
Croco's back going to get interrupted here as well, and if this wave crashes through, he might be in trouble. I think he is.
Yeah, Canna he's got enough mana for most of his abilities. He's Cassante, and now Croco, yeah, he's only got one spell shield, and this is just bullying Wolf!
And guess what? Deft went for stopwatch, and now I just don't see it happening. They're going to contest this Herald, though.
Yeah, teleport is coming through here from the Cassante. We have the Malphite in the area. This is a true 5v5 as Emperor's Divide is going to be picked up here by Showmaker. He will get... Oh, Rascal into the back line. They explode Deft! And now Showmaker's the one that has to get it done. The two-man queue is going to come through from Canna. Big pulverize from Kellen as well, but I think he's going to be a stake, and Paddock is going to eat that one. Emperor's Divide connects, but only onto one, and Canyon will be taken down as a result. Showmaker has to just hightail it, and Canna will have to do the same, and this is what happens when they kill the president. Q not going to connect, and DRX are on the board.
Maybe a bit of a caster's blessing here for DRX. We were talking about how it just didn't seem like it was going to be possible. Rascal closer to that, but this flank from Rascal, this is Deft's perspective. He cannot see anything. And he knew, he's like, they got me. He just knows 100%, like, I have no idea where the angle is, what's going to happen, and that's such great, again, from observing, such great showcasing of the threats in this comp.
Yeah.
And how little Deft can do in this moment.
You always need to have eyes on the Malphite at all stages. Still, Soul Point up and available, as you can see, picture in picture. And this is just kind of going down towards the end of this replay. Should still allow Dplus to have control a few times. It's not always, you know, you need to react very well, but it is something that you do have to be wary of. A lot of other champions just don't have any options, as there's the unstoppable force straight on top of Paddock, and he's going to be taken down. And we'll see how DRX cope with their AD carry just being immediately removed. Showmaker's going to be taken down here, but Beryl, he was taken away from the fight, let's just say, as Canna finds himself a Q onto Rascal. He is very tanky, so the Rock is not going to...
First, and DRX just trying to track the entry point here of Deft.
Yeah, Control Ward in the back of this pit right now as Kellen's clearing vision. Canna looking for the wraparound, wants to go the long way. As Deft, Moonlight Vigil in just for a bit of damage. Paranoia comes through, Beryl finds the flank angle as there's the Paranoia onto Deft. He flashes himself out and he's trying to keep himself alive. Meanwhile, Paddock's just dead in the backside of the fight and Deft is going to live. Showmaker goes golden as well at about 0 health, and Canyon will eliminate the Azir. Somehow, Showmaker lives through it all as well, and DRX, are they going to get wiped? After that last fight was so competitive, it is almost going to be an ace.
If your carry gets blown up, your only real damage threat is going to be Fate here. So look at Beryl come in, Deft backs away, and Zeri instantly dies on the re-engage here. The Emperor's Divide, not fantastic, and just not enough damage to kill Deft, and then not enough damage to win this fight over here with the engage. It's just much cleaner on the side of Dplus, as this is Beryl's angle here onto Deft with the Paranoia. Gets the cleanse early, Gale Force, and then flash over the wall. And now, only a Leona there. They have to commit the flash with a Nocturne to try to get to Deft, but he's got 2 bodyguards, and Showmaker wins a topside play.
This is a horror movie for me, is what he's hurting him, ever. In this game. It's just a tale of a whole bunch of tanks and then a couple of squishies on DRX and Deft on the other side. There's just a lot of real burly champions, as now Paddock's just going to get flashed on here by Showmaker. He lands the chains and just straight up destroys the Zeri by himself. That is going to be Ocean Soul as well. Rascal, I think, realizing that there is not a whole lot he can do as Canna has gone all out. He's dashing after him. Gale Force from Deft will allow that kill to come through. Eventually, I think, although he doesn't do very much damage to this Malphite, as we already spoke about, but it eventually will be him going down. Start to fall, and the gold gap is just going to be way too large. It already kind of is. Yeah, and there is also an Ocean Soul.
That ward is disabled as well.
All right, Q is going to push Beryl back, but now the rest of the squad will show up, but there's just not a lot of damage here. Canna is tanking for days. Meanwhile, the Baron is taken down by 2 members of Dplus, and the President is in the backline. They try and get vision as Beryl dives in, but he's just gonna die. And now Canyon is untouchable as Paddock is just tickling him, and there's the unstoppable force from Showmaker. Rascal trying to get out with his own, but that is not going to work out. And this time, they decide to kill all of Paddock's friends instead of killing
Game fights.
Well, Showmaker is now gonna flash on top of Paddock. That ult did a lot of damage, as Deft is going to stun him up. I don't think having a bit of a party on the fountain is the right idea. However, sometimes you just want to do it. As Paddock is going to get the GA, Deft wanting to utilize his full kit of items before he does go down. And that is now match point for Dplus. In this series, it looked like there were a couple of moments.
It becomes very difficult for Zach to find angles to surprise you. But it's support Maokai, so he isn't always going to be able to have that same sort of level of sapling control here into, a lot of that poke. So that doesn't hit the critical backline targets. So it is very much, I think, the hardest composition we've seen so far is DRX.
Rascal's in a lot of trouble. Another Empower is all he's going to require here is Canna as he flashes after Rascal. There's the leap strike, and there is the solo bolo. Dplus off
lane, how well is he going to play? The pressure's on. You're once again in a position where you're 1 series away or 1 game away from getting knocked out of Worlds. As he's caught now.
Yeah, does buffer, but it's not going to work out. Stretch Armstrong comes in. Kellen's going to get booped away, but he's still just going to claim the kill regardless. Glacial Prison into the mid lane. Showmaker going to flash away. Meanwhile, on bottom side, the ulti comes out from Paddock, and immediately Dplus are going to try and back away, and Canyon moves on in, just starting it off with a stretching strike here, and actually does manage to find it. There's the Let's Bounce, and he's just doing it by himself. Deft comes in with an auto and collects the Paddock, and Beryl is going to be able to limp his way out, but that is a 3rd one for D.
For Dplus, 1,000 nearly is going to diminish slightly off of this play.
Yeah, and a little bit of an engaged good Arctic Assault reaction there from Croco as Beryl is pushed all the way underneath this one, but the Bloblets are now coming up. Glacial Prison comes in, Kellen trying to find them, and there is the quickness onto Croco. He will be taken down, but so will Canyon. They're on the board at least. DRX.
Deft here trying to get some more gold bottom side as we're not done.
Oh, okay, we are rocket jumping in. Fade is taking matters into his own hands here as Showmaker will go down. They'll take the turret as well. Assaulted, but I don't think he did actually. I think he just stood there and his frost armor was just enough as now Rascal is getting closed in on. Kellen moving up here as well. Fate is coming in. Let's see whether they are going to be able to kill this Cassante, and yes, they will, is the response. Canyon looks for the stretching strike, but does not find it.
Beryl has no ult.
Yeah.
Get some free turret damage done. Those he has the highest CS in the game as well.
Whoa, Fate is dead. That fight just kind of came out of nowhere as they get some sore heads, but also might be heading towards the death chamber as well. Beryl gets a Bramble Smash, but I think one more auto will do it. Twisted Advance, but that's because he didn't have too many other options. But Canyon still going to go down as DRX look to try and follow up. Still, couple of kills going over to Dplus, and not a whole lot outside of just killing Canyon again, and Canna is pushing the bottom lane. Yeah. As Canyon, he can always get in there if he wants to. The Herald going down very low, and now it's going to be a 50-50. Nature's Grasp comes in. Canyon, can he steal it? Yes, he can. Now he's bouncing all over them as Canna's looking for the backline. Does immediately get Buster shotted away, but it's a lot of tools used, and Kellen soaks a lot himself. Fade now going to jump on top of Canna, and he needs to leap his way out. No one dead in the fight just yet, and now the shock blasts are raining through. It is a fight for the eye, and Deft isn't going to find the W. Now the Twisted Advance is going to come through, and they're looking for the re-engage. Grand Entrance is not exactly named all that well as Fate now looks for Showmaker, and Deft gets piled in on, but still the all-out going to be used. Canyon going to be the target. The Bloblets are out once again, and Canyon will be left for the Wolves. DRX, the only team to get a kill in that last fight.
Yeah, only ones, but they don't get the eye.
Is right here in the area. They get full information as to what's going on, and he's swept everything out as well. Teleports coming in as Rascal coming through as well. Voidseeker connects onto Fate. Dive into the backline is Deft. and the Nature's Grasp is going to fly by. Baron secured by Croco. As the Glacial Prison is going to go wide. Puddock gets over the wall. It's some decent Qs here from Rascal, but he's taking so much damage and will burn down. Stretch Armstrong not working out, and Canna gets himself over the wall, but can't get on top of them. The poke is still landing, but DRX have 4 Barons left alive. Teleport's now coming in. Canna trying to keep him busy. He gets on top of Croco. The flash forward, the head bump onto Puddock. And Canyon is going to go down before it really happens. There is a dive towards the skies, though, from Showmaker. And he is now trying to put this one to rest. There's the rocket jump as, oh dear, Def takes a lot of damage from Fate. He needs to be respected, but maybe 4 people should be enough. Some flashes coming down. The Void Seeker will miss, and Showmaker
hit. Maybe they turn on to Deft and take him out. Just meanwhile,
oh, okay, Deft is just going to eliminate Puddock. Canna is going to leap on top of him as well to keep his AD carry safe, and everyone else piles in. Kellen gets a great quickness, and look at the Let's Bounce. It's a double for Deft. And I think this is getting Dplus one step closer to Worlds, and unfortunately, Barrel's inevitability might be running out, as that was a fight that was basically just Dplus.
yeah, I mean, Deft, we don't know. There is no map control, there is no vision, and it's just poke after poke after poke.
Well, Barrel looking for that opportunity. Stretch Armstrong comes in. There's the Glacial Prison. Barrel is immediately going to be taken down. Puddock's ulted, though. They try. There that is. That's a positive. We'll take that 30 seconds on this next Drake, but the base is what Dplus have on their minds. And Barrel is thinking about trying to kill Canna. Buster Shot does push him back towards Rascal. Flashes, and then Barrel's there to pick him up. Zhonya's is going to be used. Void Seeker now coming through as Canna's still alive, even though the explosive charge comes in. And Kellen with the incredible follow-up. Barrel going to be taken down. It's a double for Deft, and Canna's going to grab one as well after his incredible surviving act. And now Canyon gets underneath the turret, gets a few heads, a little bit sore, and DRX are going to get aced out of World's contention. Dplus will be moving further forward to face Life Esports tomorrow.
Another dominant series here, but this time it's a 3-0. Dplus looking like they came to play. Croco head in his hands. Another Worlds taken from him here in our regional qualifier.
And these are some of the best highlights from the matchup between DRX and Dplus KIA during the round 1 regional qualifier of the LCK. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.